Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Trogdor. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's time for the PTL again, and yeah, it's been a minute for a number of reasons. Yeah, this is like week 12, but it's going up on like week 13.2 or something. Yeah, battle's late. Basically, me and my opponent, like, it was just not working out, so it's late, but whatever. Here it is. Everything's cool. Yeah. Speaking of my opponent, this is Salty Jack, head commissioner, emperor, whatever, coach person in charge of the Molokai Marowaks, versus me, Trogdor, commissioner of the Vancouver. I can't even say my own team name right. Wow, that's a great start to this week, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, Vancouver Tapu Canucks versus Molokai Marowaks, Salty Jack versus Trogdor. Like, number 2 on the top versus like second to last. So yeah, let's see if things can even out maybe somehow, see how it goes. Anyway, so yeah, Jack has a really good team, and on top of that, he just plays incredibly well. He was on fire for like 8 weeks in a row, and then yeah, on a tear, while I'm doing the opposite of that. I'm actually recording this one before I know how my week well, no, week 12 comes before 13, but 13 is being uploaded before 12 because that's just what makes sense, right? So yeah, I have no idea how I've been, if I've actually gotten a win at this point, but yeah. Anyway, let's look at Jack's team. He's got Garchomp, Clefable, Ferrothorn, Suicune, Silvally, Buzzwole, Azelf, Mega Manectric, Diggersby, and a pile of trash. So yeah, his team is extremely bulky. Like, Garchomp, while it is an offensive Pokemon, it does like super well, like bulky stuff. Clefable is just a fat piece of doo-doo. Ferrothorn is, yeah, it's Ferrothorn. Suicune is like the thickest dog in the entire world. Silvally has got a very respectable 95 base across the board. Buzzwole is like, it's so swole, like it never skips chest day ever, and it just can take every hit. But then he's got fast things like Azelf and Mega Manectric, and then like tanks like Diggersby and Garbodor is trash. But so yeah, he's got a lot of threats on his team. Of those top 9, I could honestly see any of them coming. Like, of all the various mocks that I've done, I've encountered each and every one of them. Silvally, it could be any type, but if it wants to run an item other than the like Blu-ray drive or whatever, then it has to be normal type, which makes it a bit less threatening. But it could just basically be like a Clefable with the fairy drive, or Suicune with the water drive, and be able to run defog and stuff, which makes it a bit more viable. Clefable literally stops all my setup sweepers, and everyone knows how much I love using setup sweepers. Yeah, I get it. Ferrothorn is just annoying. Garchomp is, yeah, it's a Garchomp. Anyway, let's check out what I've got now. I'm starting off this week with my Braviary, Air Force 1, the Choice Scarf Braviary with the Defiant ability, because I am going to be baiting the defog a lot. He's got no spinners. Yeah, that's right, no spinners, and then a defogger in Silvally. So if I get my webs up and then bait the defog, then Braviary is just going to go on a tear. Like, his resists to frustration are, where are you? Oh, Ferrothorn. His resists to superpower are Clefable, and I can U-turn on like everything if I don't get my Defiant boost. So Braviary is just gonna go on a tear at some point if I get that Defiant boost, and it's gonna be like really great for revenge killing. Otherwise, I do outspeed Mega Manectric at this speed tier. Doing a maximum speed. I kind of need to be Jolly Max, because that does outspeed Mega Manectric by 1 point at level 50, which is awesome. And Brave Bird's just there, especially because he has Buzzwole. So Braviary is a really good Pokemon, and I want it to get some more kills because it's fantastic and stuff. So next up, I've got my Mega Gyarados Mr. Fish. I am running Dragon Dance because Mold Breaker doesn't care about Unaware. So if I set up with Gyarados, Clefable, it's like, oh, I'm going to stop his Gyarados with the Unaware. No, you're not. And then, +1 Waterfall is a 2-hit KO, and Moonblast can't KO me. I've also got Crunch and Bounce. So Crunch is a very, good stab. It's resisted by, Buzzwole, I think, and that's it. And Clefable, but I already went over Clefable. And then I've got Bounce because if I'm in versus Buzzwole, right? I go for Bounce, and he's like, oh crap, if I stay in, I die. If I switch out, I'm gonna take a ton of damage, and then he can KO me with Waterfall. So unless he's running like Protect Suicune or Protect Clefable, but I'm not gonna be hitting them with Bounce, it's just good to, like, you can't really safely switch in on it at all, can you? No, you can't, because it's a Gyarados at +1 and Mold Breaker, and yeah. So am I hitting the same speed as Braviary, 145? Yes, I am. That's awesome. So I'm running the correct speed on Gyarados. I'm not gonna make another fumble where it's like, oh, if I had literally 2 more speed points, I could have won that game. No, I'm not gonna be bothering with that again. So next up is Latias. I'm running a Choice Specs Latias. This is like when I saw Jack's team, like when he first drafted it, I was like, yeah, Choice Specs Latias, gonna bring that. Basically, I need something to donk Suicune. I need something to donk Garchomp. It's going to be great because I can easily bluff that I outspeed like his fast things, which are Garchomp and Mega Manectric. But if I drop my speed down to like literally this, I outspeed everything else. And Garchomp's not going to be staying in versus a Latias to begin with. Neither is, or he's also got Azelf. But yeah, Azelf, I'm super bulky, like, yeah, bulk right there. Jet Waifu bulk. So the goal is to either get a trick off on Ferrothorn or Suicune, but I do want to, but then again, I kind of want the specs for Suicune because Thunderbolt is just doing a ton of damage versus it. But either way, Latias is just really great because Bolt Beam and then Psychic, I don't really need Draco, especially because he does have Clefable and Ferrothorn, possibly Steel or Fairy Steel Valley. So basically my other stab is just going to be doing a much better job, especially, considering Buzzwole and stuff. So yeah, Latias is going to be putting in a lot of big hits this game. Who's next? What is it? The Cursed Sword? Yeah, Aegislash. Bear Steel to Aegislash. I'm running Flash Cannon, HP Fire, Shadow Ball, and King Shield with a Shuka Berry. That way there can't just be a surprise Diggersby KO or like a surprise Garchomp KO. Meanwhile, I can, get a huge hit off with Shadow Ball. HP Fire because otherwise, like, Ferrothorn's probably going to be his default switch into Aegislash. So it's like he's in Clefable, and it's like I switch into Aegislash, like, duh, like, come on, like, why would you have a team with Clefable and not have Aegislash as your default switch in? So it's like, and then he goes into Ferrothorn, and it's like you take the Flash Cannon, and it's like, oh, isn't that cute? And then it's like, no, I'm gonna hit you with an HP Fire, and you're going to die to make the life of Gyarados and Braviary easier, because that's what Aegislash Cannon needs to do. And it just hits a ton really hard anyway. He's got actually a lot more special attackers than not, and Garchomp isn't going to be hitting me with a contact move. Buzzwole maybe, but it's like, what are the chances that it's going to go for a Leech Life on me? And yeah. So, but King Shield just because I need to, stay in the shield form, because why would you run Aegislash without this? That's the reason why it's such a broken mon. Next, we have my Galvantula, and I did mention my webs a lot because I do want to bait him to go for the, defog. But with, the webs up, that just slows down his Garchomp. It slows down his Mega Manectric, which makes my life so much easier. Like, if I get up webs and he decides to not defog, like, if he doesn't bring Silvally, which is like, it's almost guaranteed to come. It's like, the locks are Silvally, Clefable, Suicune, Ferrothorn, like his thick things. And then either one of Azelf or Mega Manectric, and then either one of Buzzwole or Garchomp, depending on if he wants to go like offensive or thick, and then maybe Diggersby too over one of those things, because yeah, I barely have switches into it. Like, I do have the Shuka Berry on Aegislash, but still, it's tough. HP Ice obviously for Garchomp, Sticky Web, Bug Buzz, he doesn't really have a lot of good switches into that, and then Volt Switch to get me the momentum. And yeah, Sash lead, standard Galvantula set, probably going to do the same thing where it's a suicide lead and doesn't get any KOs, but it's nice to have around for, Suicune. And lastly, I have Ninetales. All the Ninetales, I'm running the Lumberry with Nasty Plot, Encore, Freeze Dry, and no, I actually wanted to change this to Icicle Plate. This is what I had it at, and then I, did a thing where, I'm going to run Icicle Plate. Freeze Dry and HP Fire are going to be like my weapons of choice, because Freeze Dry hits Garchomp, it hits Suicune, it doesn't really hit Buzzwole. Oh man, I kind of need Moonblast for that, don't I? That would be nice, but well, HP Fire hits Buzzwole decently hard, I guess. But yeah, I'm going to be going for Nasty Plot, Encore, Freeze Dry, and HP Fire, and this could potentially win versus a weakened team. I can set up on Suicune. I can most likely set up on Clefable, especially if I Encore it. If I can Encore like Ferrothorn into Leech Seed or something, anything other than Gyro Ball, Ninetales can just go on a tear last minute in the game, and I need to give that a nickname. As in, yeah, from, you know, Metroid games. So, oh, did I just seriously, oh my god, see, imagine if I showed up to a game without Galvantula, that would have just been awful. Anyway, so I've got Ninetales here, can potentially go on a tear late game after his team gets weakened with the likes of Aegislash and Latias and Braviary and Gyarados. I'm running a lot of really fat, bulky offense with Webs and Defiant. So that's the team. I think I have a pretty good shot against Jack, believe it or not, even though he's on a tear and he's an absolutely exceptional battler. But I've got a decent, well, not the best matchup in the world, but I've got a decent team for it, so I'm gonna see just how that goes. And I might change this to a Moonblast last minute, but at the same time, it's like if I get an Encore, I could get to literally +4 or +6, and then it's like you lose. Anyways, that's the team, everyone. Battle will be up tomorrow. I don't know which day I'm uploading this, though, so just stay tuned for that. Like the video if you liked it. Comment if you got anything to say, and subscribe if you want to, like, check out future videos from me and all that awesome jazz. Anyway, that's all from me, so take care, everyone. Bye-bye.